Yeah, not only did the Associated Press call the race by now, but John Mannion was, I think, really the first to call his own race. Your campaign was looking at numbers. What did you see even without 100% reporting?
Well, we had heard that the AP had called it, so we looked, verified it, and everybody triple-checked, and that gave us the all-clear to come up here and say so, and we did, you know. And then Congressman Williams was gracious enough to give me a call right as I was up on stage to let me know that he had conceded. And of course, I thanked him for his service to this country. I thanked him for being gracious, and I thanked him for his service to the people of New York 22.
That's something I've never seen, that while you're giving a victory speech, the conceding candidate calls, interrupts that speech, and you take the call. What was that like?
Well, I had to take it, of course. You know, the phone was put there. It was a new experience for me. You know, again, my exchanges with Congressman Williams have always been positive in person. I think, you know, a lot of people saw a lot of things on TV and in their mailbox, but we treated each other well, and I do believe that's a reflection of his character, honestly. So, you know, you get the call, you pick it up, and you go from there. It probably took about 18 people off of my list that I was going to thank, because it put me in a different headspace.
Did you outperform in a part of the district? Did you get to a point that helped seal the deal for you?
You know, I'm not sure, because I didn't see the final numbers, but I will say that we were very intentional about a few places. Certainly Oneida, and also Madison, because I didn't represent those places before. I didn't represent Portland either, but we spent a lot of time in Oneida and Madison, and then a lot of engagement in the city of Syracuse, which even as a senator who represents a lot of Onondaga County, I don't have any of the city right now as a senator, so we spent a lot of time in the city trying to drive out the vote. I haven't seen all the numbers, but as I said on the stage, my commitment is to represent all 5 counties, and I think the people of the 22nd District are going to see that I'm going to be there and present, and because I care about, you know, every constituent in this district, whatever county they live in, and whether they voted for me or not.
You're not the only race people are watching tonight. I'm wondering what you're seeing in other parts of the country. It'll be tight for president. It'll be tight for Congress. How do you fit into perhaps a mixed result? How do you play a role in that?
Well, I think you can hear, again, I didn't get up there and like blow the roof off the place, right? Because I'm watching what's happened around the country. I certainly support Vice President Harris. I'm hopeful that she wins. Some of the states we saw were not as, didn't come to fruition like we thought we might have. There's still some time there to go. I certainly looked at some of my future colleagues and how they were doing in their races. Looks like Josh Riley is doing very well. Looks like Laura Gillen is doing very well. So that's exciting. That's exciting to hear. But, you know, we're going to have close elections. I've said this when we're in the midst of the campaign. Election day is going to come and go. We've got to be able to work together afterwards. And if it's really nasty, and it was, that makes people maybe trust me a little bit less. It doesn't make me less willing to work with anybody, but I think it has that impact on other candidates. So I want the good of the country. I want to make sure, you know, we all work together and we validate our election systems, and that's my real primary concern here. I'm happy that I won. I'm happy that I won, but this whole country should worry about the next generations and the stability of our democracy, and that only happens if we stand up and courageous, we call out the things that aren't truthful, and we commit genuinely to working together.
One final question. All the issues that were talked about, what's a priority as you take office, as you transition from one congressman to the next?
Well, I didn't think this was going to be necessarily the level of priority that it was going to be, but the conversations around green chips, if Donald Trump is in the White House and we don't have the House, or any combination of that, is very concerning. Because
you're talking about the Speaker of the House's comments last week that he would repeal the CHIPS Act, which he later rescinded.
That's right. Well, we have to make sure that he's true to the last word that he said, and I think there's a lot of people here very nervous about that. So, you know, it's a major project. We've got a lot of issues in this country: workers' rights, women's reproductive rights. As I said on the stage, making sure that this comes to fruition. But we've got in a bipartisan way at all levels of government, we've got something great happening here in Central New York, and it didn't happen by accident. It happened from years of getting through the tough times, and we got to make sure that happens 100%. I'm fully committed to that. It's not all about Micron. It's about the good of the region and making sure kids and grandkids of people can grow up here and live.
Congressman-Elect John Mannion, thank you for doing the first television interview as Congressman-elect with News Channel 9. Congratulations.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, there is the Congressman.